Allah, Alhaina Yahawa, by Shimi Hawashah, Mashiach, Wamalaki, by Shim Hawa Wakakurash, Barakatham, the water by the Bawa Kong Yashrab. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone Teachers daily, to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine and city Shalom. Today we're going to get into a couple videos. It's three actually, about how the men of Babylon, aka America, has turned into women. And that is basically it's prophesied that this is going to happen. So yeah, let's without further ado, let's get on into it. But first I want to play I'm gonna play this video first and then I'm gonna get the scripture. And well first let me explain now we're in the brink of war right now. Whether you people realize it or not, I don't know if you've been distracted or caught up in your everyday lives, but we are at the brink where but the United States is in the brink of war. They declared war on Russia, China, and they think they're trying to declare war on all the allies that's going to the BRICS nations, which is, as of now, I would say around 50 countries, if not more, give or take 10 countries. But America's not the superpower it used to be. It's not the bullet, the hammer of the earth that it used to be anymore. So, with that being said, all these countries are about to go against the United States, and the United States still talking shit. Now, the tripped out part about it is, where are you going to get all these people to fight this war for you? Because China is the most populated country in the world. Yeah, you might have the most powerful military. You might not, because Russia, for the past 20 years, has been stepping their game up. And China has got almost unlimited resources and technology. And what you think they're going to do with those resources? They're going to supply the other BRICS nations to come against this one. So, and they still talking shit like they the big bully on the block still. You're not the bully on the block no more, man. Now, the thing about that is I want to show you the men that's going to so-called fight this war for America. Let's get it. Look at this. Decided to keep this blooper. It's called Comeback Katrina. This isn't the right sound, but baby, does it match? I don't know what that means. But let's see. These are the soldiers that's going to fight in World War III.
I'm feeling like cunt. I'm feeling like cunt. I'm feeling like cunt.
I came with a bang, I came with the pro, came with the cat, and I came serve, came with the flag, and came with the Ricky Tic Tac.
Y'all saw that? He's sweating under the arms. He dancing dancing so hard. Look at it.
I'm feeling like cunt. I'm feeling like cunt.
You see under the arms? Look it up. Look it up. You see that? Under the arms, he dancing so hard. Now, you think men like this is going to defeat some Russian soldiers, Chinese soldiers? No. No, I want to bring out that scripture that I was going to get. Let's go ahead and get it. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 37. A sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. You think the Chinese troops and the Russian troops gonna be afraid of motherfuckers like this? No. They're gonna be what the scripture say, just like gonna happen to Eve, they're gonna be trodden down in the mire in the streets as well. Yeah, this was done on purpose. I mean, United States so stupid. How you gonna feminize your men to fight your war and expect to win? That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. But let's get some scriptures. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Meaning, if you die in this war because of your extracurricular activities, it's your fault. You brought your blood upon yourself. Now let's get another video. Check this out. It says, well, let's go to the backstory of it. I was gonna bring this out, but let's get to the backstory. It says, married man and father of 7 children becomes a transgender girl positive. I've gone back to being a child. I don't want to be an adult right now. What kind of silly ass logic is that? You think the Russian troops and the Chinese troops gonna be afraid of abominations like this? No, they're gonna be laughing while they shooting your ass. Let's get it.
I've gone back to being a child. I don't want to be an adult right now, and I just live my life like I couldn't when I was in school. I was trans before we married.
Now you saw that? It said based on lies. Now the truth of the matter is that Esau is reverting back to his true natural self. See what I'm saying? He's getting tired of faking, pretending like he's this stand-up, wholesome, innocent man that's always got all the answers, the smartest man on the planet. No, he's a base man, a born pedophile, a born homosexual. That's why they don't have a problem with it. Matter of fact, they're trying to transform the whole world into freaks like this. Let's get some more scripture. Romans chapter 1, verse 24. Wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Verse 26. For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use of that which is against nature. Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind, which means reject, to do the things which are not convenient. Now, he said that he was a trans before he was married. Now, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy real quick. Now, I don't know the procedure or whatever, but I do know this. Let's go to chapter 23. And we can start at verse 1. He that is wounded in the stones, his balls, or have his privy member cut off, his rod, shall not enter into the kingdom of the congregation of the Lord. Now, he's an Edomite, so he ain't going anyway. If he does make it to the kingdom, he will be a slave, which is not salvation, people. I know all you coons out there trying to save these Edomites by saying that they're going to enter the kingdom. Yeah, they're going to enter the kingdom as slaves. That is not salvation. So stop trying to save these Edomites, man. They dug their own hole. Ain't nobody tell them to be wicked. They chose to be, well, the Lord made them wicked. So they really don't have a choice in the matter. I mean, it's like I always said, if there's a such thing as free will, then stop lying, stop stealing, stop murdering, stop being homosexual, stop being pedophiles. But you can't. Matter of fact, there is no such thing as free will. Let's get I think it's Proverbs chapter 20. Go down to verse 24. Yep. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? There's no such thing as free will. The Lord created them to be the wicked, and they doing one hell of a job. Now let's go back to the book of Romans chapter 1, verse 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers. Verse 30, backbiters, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Verse 31, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. Verse 32, who knowing the judgment of Yahweh that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Yeah, you were destined to be the wicked, and you doing one hell of a job. Now let's let it play some more first.
I was a trans parent for 23 years. I can't deny I was married. I can't deny I have children, but I've moved forward now and I've gone back to being a child.
Now, how is this a respectable man? I know his kids hate his guts because he has brought them shame. I would disown him as my dad if I was them, but hey, they probably into that shit too. They Edomites, man. Now let's get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertains unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh. So you're looking at an abomination right now on your screen, and all that do the same. Let's get 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow. Let me start at verse 5. And spare not the whole world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Like I said, you Sodomites ain't learned the first time. So he got to give it to you again. But this time's not going to be by water, just as I just read. It's going to be by fire, that nuclear fire. The lake of fire. You're going to die and go to hell. Hell's about to come to you. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Ridiculous. And like I said, man, these Russians and these Chinese soldiers are not going to fear this. They can't wait to slaughter these people like this. Like I said always, man, this is what happens when you give mentally sick people rights. Freedom to do whatever. But if you disagree with them, you the bad guy, you the terrorist, regardless of what the Bible says. But they said this is a Christian, God-fearing nation. I can't tell. Let's go.
I have a mommy and daddy, a adopted mommy and daddy, who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl.
He said that his children support him. I told you they might be into that shit too. They're Edomites, man. I'm not saying all Edomites are into this, but the majority don't mind at all. Why? Because they were born to be the wicked. They were created to be the wicked. Now you might have some that disagree, but what nation does this take place the most? Edom. And they spread that bullshit throughout the earth. That's why a lot of African nations, Russia, China, they rejecting this bullshit. A lot of nations in South America, they rejecting it because they know it's bullshit. I'm proud of Pam and the Africans for standing up. They're like, they don't want their children messed up mentally like this. He said, I didn't need any medication. Not yet. But guess what? Most of your pharmaceuticals, I would say around 98% comes from China. So all you people out there that went through this transition with hormone blockers and hormone shots and all that other shit they give you to stay quote unquote balanced, that's gonna be cut off. Because China gonna stop sending the medicine. Then you're gonna be going through withdrawals. And then you're gonna be mentally and physically messed up. See how Esau setting y'all up for the kill? Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. These freaks got to go. And you wonder why no nations respect this country. There's nothing to respect. You got a whole bunch of liars and murderers running the country, pedophiles, homosexuals running this country, and it trickles down to the citizens. That's why this country, nobody respects the United States. That's why I tell people, if you're going on vacation, you better not leave this country, because you're going to stand out as a Babylonian, an American. And that's why they get jacked up. That's why they're telling Americans to leave these other countries before they get jacked up. That's why when they go down to Mexico, some of them don't come back alive, because no nations respect this country. Matter of fact, it was, I think the leader of Turkey said that the United States is hated by all nations. There's nothing to respect. just a travesty. Let me go. I got another video. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Now it says, I will show the nations thy shame. The Babylonian wine is being shunned and disgraced. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Didn't I just say that? Because it was prophesied to happen. Oh, let me see if I just read that. Oh, yeah, I just read. Okay. Let's go.
The hypocrisy of the US, where they call homosexuality a human rights issue in Africa, but yet they are doing business with countries where homosexuality is frowned upon. Over $1 billion of military hardware is sold to Qatar almost on a yearly basis. In Qatar, homosexuality is punished by death, not imprisonment.
Thus saith the Bible. Thus saith the Lord. I just read that scripture. Leviticus chapter 20:13.
Why are they not threatening Qatar? One of the biggest trading partners of the United States government is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, it's punished by death. Why are they not threatening them? Why are they not threatening Russia? Then they come to Ghana and Africa and they want to come and threaten us with LGBTQ. The American government is a bunch of hypocrites.
Yes, they are. Mexico's president says the U.S. is suffering from moral decay. He offers some advice. Yeah, they are. I mean, these people are done. I mean, they just waiting on the fire, man. They just waiting on the fire. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. The show of their countenance does witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Let's go.
Okami may look like a human, but she identifies as a wolf, and she joins us now.
Yeah, dang. Let me get this straight. This is a man trying to be a woman who identifies as a wolf. What they do that? Now you see why this don't nobody respect this country. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 11. Woe unto the wicked! It shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings.
Now, live from her home in Seattle to tell us more. Hi, Naya.
Hi,
Thank you
Naya.
for
Oh, y'all, this is what happens when you give mentally sick people rights.
joining us today. So this started at the age of 10 with Dream. So explain the process here. What's happened?
So I am a British Columbia wolf therianthrope. So it started with dream shifting. So that's when I had a dream of myself as a British Columbia wolf, and I could view myself in some of these dreams. Like I could actually see myself sort of as an observer. And in some of these dreams, I was, acting as a wolf. So this sort of happened originally. It came from watching the anime Wolf's Rain. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like somehow this wolf is me. It was kind of this automatic association. And then I went from that to kind of looking more about actual wolves, real life wolves. And the more and more I looked at, the more and more I began to identify sort of in that way.
Babies can't drink coffee. I have my juice.
See, these people so sick they believe they own bullshit. Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, and their dead bodies shall be in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where the Lord was crucified. When it says crucified, it means he was crossed out. And they gave you cheese and rice. Look at this dude right here. I mean, this is why nobody respects this country as it should be. I don't respect this country.
Yay, Handy Manny is on. It's my favorite show. Yeah. I like coloring because it's just relaxing to color stuff, man, and you don't really have to follow the rules because you can color it whatever you want. An adult baby is somebody who enjoys dressing up and acting like a baby, and it could be as young as, you know, you want to be a 6-month-old, or you can go up to 2 or 3 years old. It's whatever that feels right for you. I associate most with being 2 years old because I think it's the best of both worlds. You're young enough to still be able to use a crib and a bottle and diapers and all that stuff, but you're also still old enough that you can get around on your own and talk and tell people what you want.
Now, remind you, these Edomites, they rule the world right now. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Not so the case with Esau. I mean, he going backwards. Going from 60 to 6. A grown-ass man pissing on himself.
Refreshing. You want a drink?
Hell no, them tore up teeth. You go ahead, bro.
Not very many adult babies get a chance to have AB furniture, and I'm definitely one of the few. This is my custom-made crib. Took me about a week to build it and a couple days to paint it. It's my favorite piece of adult baby furniture to play with. Well, I've got my diaper changing materials nice and close. I've got my puppy dog mobile. I've got my Lion Guard bed sheets. And I've got my Ocean Wonders aquarium. And then I got my cat here, keeping my bed warm. Some people will ask, do I actually use the diapers? And yes, I use the diapers.
You grown-ass man pissing on himself. Let's get Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become a habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye may not be partakers of her sins, that ye receive none of her plagues. Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. All these people gonna get punished, man.
Being incontinent, you're going to be in diapers, and these are my usual ones. But when I'm role-playing, I love wearing my Tykables. These things are just adorable. The animals, good absorbency, so you stay nice and dry while you're out playing. When I have to make a number 2, it's in the toilet. And no, I don't
I hope so. Shit, who gonna clean your fat ass?
sit in a wet diaper all day long. But of course, I've got mine on. I'm staying dry.
This place stinks. Come on, Carl, let's get out of here. Carl!
This is the happiest day of my life.
What? How could you pick him? He's not even a chick. He's a guy.
Well, I suppose I can admit it now.
I'm a guy. So am I. Me too. Yeah.
As you notice, these are all Edomites, even in the cartoons.
100% US.
Book of Nahum, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and I will make thee bow and set thee as a gazing stock. That's why everybody looking at this country with their good eye, looking all sideways at it, man. And to think that these people were afraid of a whole bunch of sodomites and a whole bunch of freaks. These nations, they mad at themselves for being afraid of these freaks. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. These nations seeing who Esau Edom truly is. A man not to be respected. There's nothing to respect. This is the book of Isaiah, chapters 47, verses 2 and 3. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. He's coming back as an angelic force, a superpower, along with the chariots, and that's when it's time to get scared, Edom. Okay, we can come out of this. I'm just ridiculous. These grown ass men want to be women, but at the same time they want to be respected. Oh, show me how that works. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 3. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not once be named among you as becoming saints. Meaning the Lord saying right here, as far as you Israelites, don't let him catch you doing this shit. That's basically what it breaks down to. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. It is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. It didn't say might, maybe. It said it shall destroy you. So if you partaking in this bullshit, yeah, you will be punished right along with the Sodomites, the Edomites. Now let's keep going. This is why they got to go. But when the Lord pull up, he ain't having this foolishness. And the saints ain't either. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the ways of abomination to the wicked. Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were the children of fools. They are children of base men. They were viler than the earth. This is the only nation doing this stuff. Well, it ain't no more, but they set it off. And they made it a point to spread it throughout the earth. First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. All this new speak, all these terms they pull out their ass almost every day, it's foolishness with the Lord. He only created two genders, male and female. But Esau decided he wanted to make more genders. That's why he got to go. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. For one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Ain't nobody profane ain't like him. He go above and beyond with the profanity. And then I ain't talking about cursing. Profane means outside the temple. Now, as far as you Israelites, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do none of that shit. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. That's because he's the one doing the spoiling. Spoiling means to rob. The book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 17. This is the red letter, so this is the Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Esau's true nature is surfacing. This man he's being tired of pretending to be something he's not. That's why he legalizing it. Not only is he legalizing this, but he's trying to legalize pedophilia as well. And that's the spirit right there, Daniel. Book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Make it legalizing. Just because something legal don't mean it's righteous. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Now, in some cases, that doesn't mean physically all the time, physical destruction. You can be spiritually destroyed by Esau, mentally destroyed by Esau. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. The Lord gonna break his ass. The book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. Can't do it. Can't get right. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Why you think he ain't doing right? Because he can't do right. This man was programmed from birth to be the wicked. But you got these coons and these coonettes out here trying to save Esau. No other nation. They don't care about no other nation, not even their own. But they making it a point to try to save Esau's ass. You going in that pot with him. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more unto mine? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And the Lord, he being funny right there, because they looking stupid out here right now. Book of Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. Here's the catch. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. All that you speak, those are lies. But they firmly believe in it. They believe in their own bullshit. And under falsehood have we hid ourselves. And that could be many folk. That could be pretending to be a righteous, upright gentleman, innocent. That could be taking on the identities of other nations, especially the tribes. Yeah, they hide themselves under false identities. because they are what is it? A fugitive in the earth. They're running from their own identity. They're everything but Esau Edom. They're Republicans, they're Democrats, they're conservatives, they're liberals. They're everything but Esau Edom. They hide under these little names, all these acronyms, the W's. I ain't gonna say it all, but you know what I'm talking about. All these organizations, all these are Edomites, man. They hide under these little names and these little titles. But that's all right though. It's all right. But the Lord exposing them for who they are to this very day. That's why they hate us. Because the Lord put the Spirit on us to expose them through the true understanding of this Bible. Book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. That's why they're taking down our channels, flagging our videos, giving us strikes, because we exposing these people through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hated you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. They hated the Lord, and they hate those that come in his name. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 32. He that refuses instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that feareth reproof getteth understanding. Book of Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, and thou hast forgotten thy law of thy God, Yahweh, I will also forget thy children, especially you of the alphabet community, if you are the Israelite by blood. You destroyed because of lack of knowledge. When we get this last scripture, we can close out right here. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 2. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation, that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even to this very day. Still hard-headed, stiff-necked. Verse 4. For they are impudent, which means not showing due respect for any other person, impertinent. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. See, these are not our words. We're telling you what the Lord told us to tell you. And if you don't wise up, you will be destroyed with the rest of these freaks. You need to get right or get left. Let me get this one in close. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house. Yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them. When these people go in this America's melting pot, which they gonna melt, you gonna know that we was telling you the truth. We was telling you what was gonna happen. And that fire gonna give you understanding. Understanding that you messed up. So y'all can play this y'all can play this game with your life if you want to. It's on y'all. But I promise you this, if you do partake in it, you are going in that pot, that melting pot. You about to see why this nation is called the Great Melting Pot. Noma, you live up to your name. It's on you, Israel. Edom already destroyed. Whether you going down with them, if you participate in this bullshit, that's on you, homie. Call Allah Imla, Alahayna wa Yahweh by Shim Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, wa Malaki by Shim Hawa, Waka Kakwara, Waka Thumb, the water by the Bawa, Kwam Yashua. Shalom.